Char Margolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and CharVision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on CharVision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is CharVision. Hi everybody, it's Char and Sunny's so excited because we have a lady here today. Her name is Jessica Hagan, and she's a totem. I'm not sure what she does things with symbology and totems and animals. Like everybody has a totem animal, right? Okay, so so tell us, you're a healer and you do intuitive healing. Tell us a little bit about how you do what you do and what are animal totems.
Sure. Well, you know how everybody was born with a sky chart, how planets were aligned in a certain way?
Right, astrologically.
Yes, exactly. Right. Well, there's also an Earth-based cosmology that everybody has, which is about animal guides. And when you were born, a certain 9 animals, spirit animals, were present for you to guide you through your life walk.
Really?
Yes.
Was Sunny?
Yes.
I
would definitely
Sunny
say.
Was with Mommy, honey. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so they are energies and teachings, very specific, that you wanted to learn for this particular life walk. So they are guides and friends and teachers. You could say that animal guides are earth-based angels in animal form.
Okay, so are these spirits that we're going to form on the earth and become your friends in physical animals, or?
So animals, spirit, you know how there's nations of people?
Right.
There's nations of animals.
Right.
So you have the elephant nation, which is a field of energy of the elephants.
Right.
And so every animal has a nation. You've got the ant nation.
Are you an elephant person?
I have an elephant in the totem, yes.
I bet you do. So everybody has different animals in their totem.
They do. And each animal energy really describes their gifts and powers that they have in this life walk. And when you know what those powers are, you play to your strengths more. So, for example, if in our culture, we promote as a culture to be, assertive and aggressive.
Right.
But if your animal totems are like deer and rabbit, that's not going to work out for you.
No.
You are in power when you evade and when you find other ways rather than to confront.
Oh.
But likewise, the opposite would be if somebody's being told not to confront and they've got all of the tiger energies. And so they need to confront energies.
So we need to
know what your way is, what your medicine gifts are.
How do we know what our animal totems are?
There's all kinds of ways to discover that.
How?
So
how?
How?
As the Indian guides come through.
Yes, well, they are the one that their culture is probably the culture that developed the most understanding. But every culture in the world recognizes the power and gifts of animals. Like the Chinese have an entire calendar cosmology based on animals.
Oh, right. It's the year of the dog, the year of the...
So they know, every indigenous culture knows that animals were here first. They're our teachers and our friends.
Right.
And so the way you can discover what your totems are is through ceremony. It can involve dreams. But I also offer a ceremony, and you can find people who offer that ceremony. But you could also do the ceremony yourself.
How can people find you to do the ceremony? Do you have a website?
I do.
Is it up there, John?
It is. Otter on a rock.
Otter. Oh, is otter one of your animals?
Yes. So Otter on a Rock is my spiritual name.
What are your otter animals? I couldn't help it.
What are my otter animals?
You've got elephants, you got an otter.
Yes. So I have dolphin.
Oh, dolphins are amazing.
Do you know what you might have? Well, I know you've got maybe some wolf or
wolf. I could be.
But he looks like a fox too.
I could be part of the wolf gang.
Wolf and fox.
Not Wolfgang Mozart, but the wolf.
The wolves. The wolf people.
Like the wolf pack.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And a cat.
I see a cat.
Yeah, I had 6 cats at once.
But I also see otters. Otters find each other. So
really?
Yeah. I definitely can get an otter vibe.
I don't know what an otter looks like. What does an otter look like? Does it look like a beaver?
I'm gonna pull it out.
No. They're the long, like, little puppies of the sea.
Yeah.
Oh, otters! Oh, they're so cute!
There they are.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Sonny, look at you have a brother. They're so cute.
Yeah, they're
they
like
do kind of look like
puppies.
beavers in a way.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But so I suspect you have a little bit of otter energy in you.
You think so?
Yes.
What about Elisa? Does she have an otter energy?
Oh,
she's looking.
No, I think beaver.
Beaver.
Beaver, yeah.
I'm
getting a beaver vibe. Because there's just a subtle difference in the culture energy.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you know your stuff. You know how to do this. Now, can I ask you something? Like at one time I had horses.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of times animals that have been in your life are your totems.
Okay, and I feed the deer.
Yeah, that's probably because you have a connection to the deer.
I probably do, and it's illegal, but I do it.
I know, but
They need to eat.
They're so pretty.
And every spring we have the babies, and they're spotted and gorgeous.
I know. Well, they're sacred. They're just sacred.
They are,
How can
right?
you not?
Do you have deer?
Yeah, when an office in Sierra Madre has deer running around those hills.
But do you have a?
Oh no, I don't have that totem. But it's important because you have an animal totem, which is comprised of 9. But that's a description of your inner strengths. But you have all the animals visiting you at any time, and you can call on any animal.
Do living animals have totems?
Oh, that's a great question.
Like I know, we have spirit guides, and I know animals can have spirit guides.
Yeah, I would, but that is such a great question. I would suggest that they are going to be the channels for their nations.
Oh.
And so what they talk about with themselves,
right.
They probably have a whole different setup. They probably have human totems.
Oh. Well, but humans don't know unconditional love as well as dogs do.
I know. That's why they're our teachers. But we're learning what they know, and we know things, and they're learning from us.
They're learning
how
to beg for food.
We don't really know what they're learning.
We don't. No, but he reads my mind,
Yep.
and he reads my
Pictures.
thoughts.
Pictures.
And if I'm ready to and when I get tired, he goes on the bed first because he knows I'm going to be there within minutes.
That's right. They know before I do. I'm ready for bed.
They do, right? Do you have cats?
Cats.
I figured you had cats. I love cats.
Yeah.
A little allergic to them, but they're so amazing, and they totally read your mind. Like you put those black pants on the bed, and you think, "Don't you dare jump on those while I'm in the shower and get them out." They will be there when you're out of the shower.
Any new surface is the domain of the cat.
Yeah, but they know.
Yeah.
They read your mind. I was at my friend's house in Aspen years ago, and I really splurged and bought these really expensive snow boots, and they were really expensive, and they had laces. And I thought, I'm going to put them in the closet, and her cat better not chew the laces.
Oh.
Cat chew the laces.
If you think about it, they can
read your mind.
Pick it up. Yes, they can. They pick up the pictures that are going on in your head. And so a lot of times when you move or something,
right,
you've got images of a house that they're not in.
Oh.
So they get stressed.
Oh.
So thinking about them in the new house or something is going to calm them down.
Well, how can we find our totems? How do we do this? How can, can we just meditate and we see an animal and then that's our totem?
Oftentimes it's honestly just, it's kind of too simple to believe.
Right.
So it's really what animals make you resonate. What animals are the ones that they kind of, a lot of times they make you feel a little sad.
Oh.
Because you feel disconnected from them in our urban environment.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the first step in trying to connect with your animal totems, is to release that sadness and know that on an energy level, you are right there with them.
You know, sometimes psychically, animals represent different things to me when I do readings. So.
Yes, you're picking up on the spirit.
Yeah, but it's not fair to the animals. It's like...
Oh, I think I know what you mean.
Like a coyote?
Our culture judges animals, and there's no bad animals in nature.
No, there's no bad animals.
But we define that as in a social way to communicate intellectually. And the thing that is so interesting about animal spirit totems is that they are on one level a symbol.
Right.
Like, the Om sign that you can, or a yantra that you can visualize and meditate with. It's a mental symbol, but they're alive. So they relate to the mind and the heart in a way that a static symbol never could. So they are living symbols that are teaching how to open the heart and learn about the realities of nature. Because there's nothing... You're never going to get a sarcastic animal or a subtle animal. They're going to be exactly what you see. They don't lie.
They're honest.
They're just utter truth.
But I know people who are always lying.
I know.
I mean, I know one person who's always lying.
I know. And there's an animal totem that can teach that person.
What's the animal?
The coyote, the trickster.
Oh. That's so weird because did I say coyote already?
You did, yeah. You brought him in.
I just said the coyote because
that friend was on your mind.
Well, yeah, but also there were howling coyotes recently that had a kill, and they 3 times in one night I heard them.
We're so lucky in this city because we have so many animals actually living in our area, in the urban environment.
We're in Los Angeles, everybody. We're in Hollywood, just so you know. And there are animals. There's
coyotes, raccoons. There's even a jaguar in Griffith Park.
There's a jaguar, yeah. And there's also mountain lions.
Yep. Yeah. No, well, it's a mountain lion. I misspoke, yeah. It's not a jaguar. Jaguars are the black ones that live south, yeah.
But there definitely are mountain lions. I've seen them. I've seen them. I saw them at Fryman Canyon years ago.
And he crossed the 405.
He did.
To come into the park. It was a big deal.
It was on the news.
Amazing.
And
so we are living among...
But is he by himself?
That's what I wonder.
Don't you think he needs another... A bobcat?
I would love to.
What about a bobcat? My friend has a part bobcat.
Yeah. I would love for him to have a companion. That's probably what he was looking for when he crossed the 405.
He probably was, right? Yeah. But could he be friends with a bobcat? Because we have a lot of bobcats.
Yeah, they probably fight.
You think so?
I don't know. Well, the coyotes and the wolves became friends, and now there's a new species, the coy wolf.
Really? Where are they?
They're in the east, and they're living in cities.
Really?
Yep. The coy wolf. It's fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah. In the early 1900s, both nations' populations were diminishing, so the two camps got together and we got to do something about this, and they created a new species, the coy wolf.
Oh.
And it looks like a wolf and a coyote.
They're beautiful.
They are, yeah.
I mean, wolves are gorgeous. They're really, really gorgeous. Yeah, it's funny that John said I had a cat because I always thought I have that. Yeah, because I'm a Leo too.
Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to ask you about the notion of some animals are scary or bad, or what do you think about what animals frighten you or make you feel like, I don't want that animal?
I feel like the trickster is the coyote. Mm-hmm. Like if I see that with someone, I'll know that that's the trickster.
Yeah, that's true. But the trickster is actually just teaching you how to laugh at yourself.
Or to warn you to be careful of someone.
That's true, but it's usually involving, hopefully, a joke of some kind of, like, you're taking something too seriously.
Not always.
Oh, really?
Because I believe that there's good and evil in the spirit world, and you got to be careful.
Yeah.
So, the snake. That's very perceptive of you, because when I had negative things going on with somebody, I kept seeing snakes on the property.
And so, are you afraid of the snake?
No, I'm not afraid of anything. But I don't think I'm afraid of anything. But maybe I am, and I don't know it. But the universe and nature works with me intuitively. So if I see a snake, they're saying, "Oh, be careful of that." If I see a butterfly, I know it's my mom's spirit, and it's her coming in. Like, I did a reading yesterday, and I said, "Your mom comes as a bird." She said, "Do you know what kind of bird?" I said, "It's a red cardinal." She goes, "Oh my God, it is. I thought that was her. I thought that was her or him or her father. I can't remember who it was." And so, nature. When I do my readings, when we read as a psychic and an intuitive, we have a communication with our spirit guides. We have a communication with our angels in the universe. And so we have our own symbols that we've developed through the years. So just because something means something to me, it doesn't mean it's going to mean something to somebody else.
That's right. Because your understanding of that animal comes through direct experience.
Exactly.
Of it. And there's we have books talking about the author's experiences that give you an understanding.
It's like if I know there's a fly in the house, I know that there's somebody trying to get in. Tricksters trying to get in the way, and I don't like killing animals, but I found a. Although if I see a spider, I put it in a thing and I put it outside.
Interesting, right? That's the spider demanding respect.
Really?
That's the spider nation. They're not going to tolerate the mistreatment.
They're not, right?
They have a very large presence.
Yeah, I definitely, like, if I see certain animals, and then I have mice in my house, and I have live traps.
Okay, so you'll escort them out?
We put peanut butter. We put, like, designer peanut butter in it. And they love peanut butter. And you put it in the live trap, and then they come in, and they always come in the fall. In the autumn.
Yep.
And we put them in the car. We drive them half a mile down the road to the...
Such luxury.
Yeah, to the park in the woods where there's a lake and stuff. I probably every year I have at least 10 to 15 mice that I take.
So I'd say you're definitely interacting with mouse medicine.
Maybe, and it's an old house. So, there's... Mice can get into the teeniest, tiniest hole, and there's no way we can cover that up because it has to do with the pipes or something, the guy said.
Yeah.
So we just get the live traps and we take them down.
And they've probably been in that house for generations.
Well, I don't know, but we get the babies. We take them. And I will not kill a mouse.
But
I will kill a fly.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And also other animals. I won't, or bugs. I won't kill anything.
No, yeah, I try not to.
Yeah, except the fly.
Yeah. Mosquitoes. They're deliberately.
Oh, mosquitoes. There you go.
I'll definitely.
That's a good one. Elisa just said a mosquito.
Because if somebody comes into my space.
Right. Well, if they're going to suck your blood.
Yeah. I'm going to defend myself.
At least with vampires, you have to invite them in.
Right.
Mosquitoes just show up. You know what's interesting? They don't like me.
Oh.
Mosquitoes.
All my life, they don't like biting me. They don't like. I must be sour or something. I don't know. They don't like me.
They know better.
They know better.
Yeah.
At least I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that, but that's fascinating.
Yeah.
What about bats?
Oh, the bat. So you ask about the bat. Yeah. Whenever you mention an animal, that animal is with you. That energy is, you've got a curiosity to learn into that.
Oh, so maybe you need
Well,
to
I had
learn
an
about.
infestation of bats in my
did you?
in 2011, and
You
I had
did?
all these major things happen right after that. So like it's
Wow.
So I think that the transformation or something.
Well, whenever anybody asks about what the medicine means, I always ask them what do they think it means.
Oh,
because
that major changes meant house of cards come falling down.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Usually that's been my experience with that animal. And if you think of the cultural position it holds, how do we portray the bat? And so that feeds into the energies that it offers.
Right.
And then I've done a lot of reading about how other cultures viewed all of the different animals. And so the bat medicine is also viewed as the medicine that makes the shaman. So it's a rigorous energy.
Oh.
It's enduring the things that are going to take your ego away to
Are
become
are
the
they really
servant
blind?
of the people.
Are they blind?
They don't have that great of
They have radar,
visual
right?
vision. They hear vision. They echolocate, so they'll send a sound out, and they can feel the reverberation back.
Are they dangerous bats?
No, not physically, but energetically they can be very frightening.
They are frightening.
They are.
I'm afraid of them.
A lot
okay,
of-
you asked me if I'm afraid of something. I'm afraid of bats.
There we go.
We found the bat.
That's about running away from things that scare you is the teacher of the bat. It's like the more you run away from it, the more scary and monstrous it'll get. So
Yeah.
like the vampire turns into a bat. And so when you have a fear, the lesson there is to turn to it. Because a fear is really just...
Conquer your fears. That's how I got into the psychic work. I
That's
saw
right.
spirits when I was a kid, and I didn't know what they were, and I was afraid to be alone at night, and that's how I conquered my fear.
Yeah, right.
Oh, look he's got bats up
Oh
on the
my
screen.
gosh, they're adorable.
Those are baby bats.
Those
They're
are really
adorable.
cute babies, honey.
Right.
Those are babies.
So, yeah, you wonder how the culture came up with that notion of scariness.
So how can people connect with and use their totems for guidance?
Okay, so the really practical way, like a really just simple way, is to gather images and like put them on your screen or around your house. And
On your
because
computer screen.
yeah, it's a visual tool. And so you want to call that animal into your visual mind. And so thinking about the texture it has, or what does it do with its feet, what kind of, does it have a beak, what kind of thing does it eat, bringing those qualities into your mind, thinking that's meditating on the energies and the behavior of that animal, really calls that energy to you. I was in a park once meditating and really like just kind of scanning with my mind the features of a mountain lion.
Oh.
And just, like feeling it. And like feeling the claws and the paws and the fur. And I spooked a horse
Oh, you're kidding.
because that energy was around me.
Did you see Sunny look at me like, "Mommy, she spooked a horse?"
Because a rider was coming by, and I was pretty visible. But when they approached, it kind of like, because that energy around my
Right.
meditation was very much in the
And they
in the
felt
air.
the energy of
when
it.
because the horse saw me.
Right.
I wasn't
and,
hiding.
And horses pick up on energy. Animals pick up on energy. They
definitely
know if
do.
they're afraid, if you're afraid. of
And they'll
them.
talk to you if you open your mind and your
Right.
heart.
I used to teach horseback riding, and I used to,
Oh, so you definitely have horse medicine.
yeah, and I know that one of the ways I got intuitive was I always took the horses that nobody wanted because they were hyper or scary or high strung, and I would have to know ahead of time when they were going to like either want to throw me off or shy from the mailboxes on the road or whatever, and I had to intuitively know ahead of time and think ahead.
Oh, wow.
But I really think that that's what helped me to be more intuitive.
Oh, yeah, they teach. That's what they offer. That's
So they
the
taught
teaching.
me. So that's a perfect example of you saying the animals teach us.
They do. They're the teachers. They've been here. They've literally been here thousands of years before us. They're our elders. We're last. So
Yeah.
we have to listen.
We do need to listen.
Yeah, they've been doing something right longer than we have. The
Yeah,
turtle.
and if the turtle won the race,
Oh yeah. I mean, he's one of the oldest.
but if we just let nature take care of itself,
the earth would be fine. It's humans who screwed up this earth. We're all guilty, but it's our ancestors and the financial.
We are in a learning process, definitely.
Tell us what you think the learning is.
I feel that the learning process we are in is about accessing the tools we have, because animals don't have the body that we have, but they have other sensory perceptions. They have 4 legs, but we have, these hands and the cerebral cortex that can do all kinds of technology.
Right.
And so there is that difference, but the perceptions of animals we want to incorporate back in. We did a lot of work evolving physically to be able to make things and construct.
Right.
And now we need to get back to what it was like before we could do those things and incorporate what we accomplished. Right? We don't want to, villainize.
But we're ruining our oceans and
yes. So we need to
our
get back
water,
fast.
our water, our land. I mean,
yeah, it came with a price.
Humans are destroying the planet.
It came with a price. The evolution of the human mind.
All the plastic that we throw away, all the crap, the things in our oceans, even the soda pop can plastic things that birds get their heads.
And it's kind of out of control. There's no way I can possibly stop it. One person, but as a collective, we can.
We could.
And so what's tripping us up about that collective is that we want to remember what it's like to be in a collective, and the animals teach us that.
Oh, like a pack.
That's right.
Like the wolf pack.
Yes.
Like he does like it when he's with other animals.
Remember,
dogs.
you're part of something. You're not a single entity. You're not alone.
Right.
The animals don't feel alone.
They don't.
They just are.
That we're species that there's different species that we belong to one of them.
We belong to the earth. We're part of the fabric of earth. We really are. Everything that's on the earth is of the earth.
So you're a healer, right? So people can call you and get healed?
No, I can't actually do it for them.
What do you do?
I wish. Wouldn't that be great? Here you go.
Take the aspirin and call me in the morning.
I'm just a space for people who are ready to find themselves.
And do you do it always through totems, or do you do hands-on healing? What do you do?
It just depends, because all the animals basically depends on the animal that's present, because they could be a very touchy-feely animal.
But you protect yourself, right? You put yourself in the white light and you make sure of it every time, right?
Every day.
Every day and
you
all
work.
Good.
Yeah,
because a lot of healers don't do that and they end up in big trouble.
They end up hurt. The healer gets hurt.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
and then
sad.
they're not healing much.
No.
So
then they can't heal anymore. So you know the difference.
Yeah. And I can't, it's just an energy. I can't, I just don't really make plans. If it happens, then I just am a space, and like a pond. And if you're thirsty, that's the pond you could go to, or you could keep walking.
Right.
Yeah.
You are lovely.
Oh, thank you. You are lovely.
Truly, truly lovely. And I so appreciate that you're here with us
I was
today.
so happy you invited me. I was like, there's another otter.
Another otter. I'm so excited I'm an otter. I love that I'm an otter.
Yeah.
Put the otter up.
Well,
But I have 9 things, right?
Yeah, you have 9. And the ceremony that I help offer people, the ceremony I offer discovers 7. And then there's 2 that are left, which are the masculine and feminine energies.
Oh.
And those are discovered by you or either through dreams or through direct. It's kind of like this is so weird. And every time I do a totem, I get an email or a call. I'm like, you won't believe the animal I ran into. And it's like
it's
the
amazing,
whale
right?
or something, And so they encounter the animal in some way.
That's
It's
incredible.
And it sends tingles, and you just know that.
Did you ever swim with a dolphin?
Yes.
Did you not like?
Well,
it?
that was
that
actually
incredible.
Yes, and we should do a whole episode just on dolphins.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Whales
we should
and dolphins. Yeah.
we should do that because
We'll bring you back.
Awesome.
yeah, that would be
I
great
would love
because
to.
I
would love to.
they read my mind when I was swimming with dolphins. But they're very sexual.
Yes, they are. I mean, honestly, I think this is their planet.
It is, right?
I think it's the dolphins' planet.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
probably right.
Yeah, because the way that humans measure intelligence is body size versus brain size.
Right.
They're more intelligent than we are.
Because their brain is
Proportionally, they have larger brains to their body size, so
they do.
they are way
But
more
I
intelligent.
just want to say something. I'm going to cover his ears a
yes.
minute. He's very smart.
Oh, yes.
He's got a little brain.
But
he's very smart.
And that's what they teach. It's not about up here. It's about the body and the perceptions. It's about heart energy.
He's like 5.4 pounds, and he's like miracle.
I know.
He's incredible.
He's amazing.
Go say hi, honey.
know.
Go say hi. Well, thank you so much for being here.
I know.
And he's giving you kisses. And
Little fox.
anybody at home who wants to know about their totem, do not hesitate and call Jessica on the bottom of the screen and get a hold of her. And thank you. Don't go away. I have my friend here who's a healer. You're gonna want to talk. You're gonna want to hear her talk.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. You probably think I only do individual readings, but sometimes I get a message for everybody. And I wrote a poem that was channeled through me, and I'd like to read it to you. It's called Until We Meet Again by Char Margolis, a message from heaven. My work is done. It's time to leave. Know that I am also missing you as you grieve. I completed my karma on the earth, and now it is time for my rebirth. I'm flying with eagles and dancing on stars. Please know that I haven't gone far. The love we have will carry us through until the day I am again with you. What an amazing journey this passing over can be. I am in good company. I know you hurt, but please trust me. Our journey together is for eternity. So until the day our souls reunite, stay peaceful and well, and use your spirit sight. I will bring you signs from up above, a butterfly, a bird, my sign of love. Don't worry about me. I'm in good hands. Stay strong, stay positive, and continue to pray. When it is your natural day to graduate from the earth, look for me in the bright white light. We have completed our purpose, and all will be right. This is handmade. It's signed by me. It's an affordable gift for any occasion. Just go to char.net and click on store. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. We're back, and my guest is Deannae Geisler, who happens to be my dermatologist, and she's extremely gifted. She's a physician's assistant, but the truth is that she's intuitive. She's also a shaman. And I wait to see her rather than any doctor, because she has an ability, I'm telling you, like, she can scan your body and know if there's a basal cell cancer in it. She's like a trained police dog with that. She just knows when, and she's also intuitive about it. And she's also like an artist, because she's great with filler and Botox and everything else. So, Deanna, thanks for being here.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. And also, I forgot to say that you worked with Dr. Tesler and did you do hair implants? Did you do that?
That's how I started my career in dermatology, is starting doing hair transplants with Dr. Tesler. I was a full-time paramedic, and then I started part-time doing hair transplant surgery, and that segued me into dermatology.
Uh-huh. Wow. So, you've done it all.
I think I've got to enjoy almost every aspect of medicine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what makes you so well-rounded with everything. Why do you think it's so important for doctors to integrate different protocols into patient care?
I think medicine is amazing nowadays, but we have people so segregated into sections. You know, we have our neurologists, we have our cardiologists, we have our gastroenterologists, and we divide people up into sections and forget about integrating everyone as a whole. You know, disease is a product of a stoppage of flow and energy. And it's really important that we keep our energy flowing. You are familiar with the chakra systems.
Right.
And energy and flowing. And disease is just a stoppage or a blockage of energy flowing through one of those systems.
Right.
And I think it's important to remember that as physicians and practitioners, that a person's psyche is a very integral part of their healing and of the disease process.
Mm-hmm.
And we always need to keep that in mind, that we're not just looking at a heart that's functioning, we're looking at a heart that's connected to a psyche and a mind. In my field, we're not just looking at a rash. There's a reason why the rash is there.
That makes such good sense. It's
Yeah.
because there's an emotional component many times connected to everything, right?
There always is. Yeah, and in my field especially, you know, when people are under stress and they have an underlying genetic disorder of psoriasis or even acne or hives, those things are really triggered by stress.
Boy, that makes such good sense, and everybody has something that comes out from stress, right?
Yeah, correct.
You know,
I think so.
you're right. I never even thought about it. People have rashes, and people have heart issues, and people have blood pressure issues. I mean, you're so right about that, but it's so wonderful that you encompass all of that together when you do your diagnosis. How do you use intuition in figuring out the best way to treat a patient?
Really, by listening to them, really, if you really listen to a person and not just listen with your ears, but listen with your eyes and listen with your mind and your intuition, the patient will really tell you what they want. They'll tell you the best way to treat and what direction they're going into. I'll often look at a person and look at their rash, and the treatment is pretty straightforward for most rashes. But I want to do more than just heal their skin. I want to prevent it from coming back as frequently. So a lot of times I'll sit down with people and I'll ask them, when did this start? What was going on in your life when this started? And by reading their body language,
Right.
as well as their words, we put it together. And a lot of times they have an aha moment. Aha, my relative is stressing me out, you know.
So you're like pulling the truth out of them so they can fix it.
Yeah. And I think that's the difference between, you know, walking into a room with your intuition and your mind open. It's a difference between being a healer and being a doctor or practitioner.
Will you tell us the story about the patient who came in with scratches that would not heal, and it ended up being diagnosed with cancer?
This was really interesting, and the scratches had nothing to do with her diagnosis. But she was obsessed. She had these scratches that were healing just fine. They weren't infected. They were hardly visible. And she called me when I lived up in Petoskey, because she had been a patient, you know, downstate.
Right.
And she said, "Is there any way you can see me?" And I said, "You know, I'm in Petoskey. It's 3 hours away, but I can refer you to a colleague." So I referred her to a colleague, and she saw the colleague, and she saw the colleague several times. And the colleague finally threw up her hands and said, "You need a psychiatrist. You need, there's something really wrong with you. Your scratches are fine." So anyway, after I moved back down, she came in with the same scratches. And I looked at her and I said, these look like they're healing fine, but what else is going on in your life? Is something distressing you? Is everything going all right? She goes, I've had some irregular bleeding, and I really need to go to the gynecologist, and I've just really been putting it off. And I said, make sure you do that. You need to really get that taken care of.
Yeah.
And so she went. She told me later that she had uterine cancer, and she finally had it taken care of. But it was just a matter of listening to them. The rash wasn't from the cancer, but I was able to point her in the right direction just by listening to her.
But that's amazing, because otherwise she wouldn't have known it, right?
Right. And
I mean, that's divine intervention. I mean, you were definitely guided to help this woman because it was cancer. My God, did they heal it?
She did. She had a hysterectomy, and she had chemotherapy, and she's in remission.
That's an incredible story. And knowing you, you probably have many more other stories like that, because I know you. I know you, and I know how sensitive you are, and how you really take the time to get to know the people that you work with, and how you feel their energy, and most of all, you care. You care about everybody.
I try to bring my full self into the room when I see patients.
You totally do. I mean, I have to say, you totally do. There's nobody like you that I've met.
Thank you.
That does what you do. And so what do you think is the most important thing any healer can do to maximize their patient care?
Honestly, when you enter the room, make sure that you're fully there.
Right.
A lot of times, like everyone, we're busy, we think about other things, but it's really important to tune into the patient, just like you tune in when you do readings. You really have to walk in and start listening to the universe.
And be hyper-focused, right?
Yeah, and I think you really owe that to a person if you really want to help heal them. Mm-hmm. Also, listen to them. Mm-hmm. Patients will often tell you what's wrong before you lay hands on them, and before you examine them. They often know what's wrong, even if they don't know they know what's wrong.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
I know you do Botox and you do filler and stuff, but is Botox dangerous? Because it's a byproduct of botulism, right?
Yeah, it's a botulism toxin, but Botox, I think, is really interesting because we know everything about it. It works like a lock and key. So if you take that Botox and use it in small quantities,
right,
you can control it very well for the most part. Mm-hmm. There are still side effects and things, but they're fairly minor compared to what could happen if you use too much Botox. But I think because it works in a lock and key and you're using it in a very controlled setting, I think it's very safe. It doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier.
Wait, I missed that. Say that again.
It doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier. So you worry that when you're injecting, frown lines and things, that it's going to affect your thinking or your brain.
Right.
And it doesn't cross over into the brain.
Right.
It does affect muscles around it.
How often should people do it then?
The manufacturer will tell you they can do it as often as every 3 months. Mm-hmm. I think every 4 to 6 months is enough time.
Okay, that's good to know, because not everybody would tell people the truth about that because they want to make the money.
Yeah, and actually prefer every 6 months because I think you should have some movement back.
Right.
Before you do it again.
Okay.
You don't want to cause too much muscle atrophy. You don't want to get too much in your system. I just think that's a better way of doing it.
That's really great advice. I wish we could talk longer, but we've got to go, and maybe you'll come back if you would and be on CharVision again, because you're just fascinating.
Thank you. I'd love to. Thank you,
Okay,
Char.
good. Anyway, thank you for being here, and I miss you, and I love you, and I hope I'll get to see you when I'm back in Michigan.
I hope so.
Okay.
Love you too. Mwah.
Mwah. Take good care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, we've got a reading coming up, so let's do it. Okay, Doreen, please just be open about everybody living and deceased and their names.
Okay, definitely.
And it's not logical. Like, two people may share the same name or initial. It might be a first name of someone living or a last name of somebody deceased or a middle name. So if you could just be open about everybody, that will help me, okay?
Okay, definitely.
Okay, I always say a prayer of protection before I do this, and I've done this already, so I'm just going to go right into your reading, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I see somebody else that's a D besides you. So, do you have family that's a D?
My grandmother,
Don't
her
say
name
the
is
name.
Doreen
Don't
as
say-
well.
Okay, don't say names.
Oh.
Okay, but your grandma's Doreen.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking that. So don't say names and just say yes or no.
Okay.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so I feel like your grandma's around you. And then I'm also getting somebody that's an A or M.
Okay.
Is there somebody deceased that's an A or an M?
With an M, yes.
Is it M?
Yes. As an yeah.
Yeah.
M.
Is it a female?
It is a female.
Is she like Mary? Or
very similar to that.
a Marie or Marian or?
Very similar to that.
It's M-A-R.
It is. Would you like me to state
Is
the
it
relation?
M-A-R or M-A-U-R?
M-A-R.
M-A-R. Okay, so it's Margaret. I don't know the name, but Martha. It's
There it is.
Martha. Is that your grandma or your mom?
That is my grandmother.
So we've got both your grandmas here, Doreen and Martha.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Excuse me. Are you changing something about what you do at your work? I know you said you're a teacher, but are you changing what you teach or adding on something?
Yeah, I am on a temporary assignment.
Yeah, I see that there's a change.
Yeah,
So-
last year was a younger grade, and now I'm at a middle school level.
Right. So what do you do? They like you're like the substitute, the long-term substitute or something?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like you fill in for pregnancies and
Exactly.
long-term whatever being away. Okay.
Exactly.
This is good. They love you here.
Yeah,
They love you
I've been
here, but it's
told.
still
I love it
But
too.
I feel like it's still important to put in for a permanent job,
Yeah,
and I feel like you're going to get one. And I feel like you're going to get you want a permanent job, right?
yes, definitely.
I feel like you're going to get a permanent job because you're proving that you're good at what you do. And when there's an opening, they're going to want to put you in where you are.
Okay,
But
yeah.
also, because I feel like you like the school district,
hmm
but I also feel like you should look elsewhere. Are you looking elsewhere as well?
I am. I'm also looking for other opportunities that are similar,
Okay,
that
well,
are along the lines of this. Yeah.
Keep putting your applications out and whatever, because you're going to be working. And do you ever work with like reading?
Exactly.
Like Sylvan reading or like reading, teaching kids to read?
Yes, I'm a reading interventionist. That's my background. And I do currently teach language arts and social studies.
Yeah, okay, because I also feel there's money to be made with teaching reading and reading skills.
That is very funny because that
And
has
also, I feel like you can do some tutoring on Skype as well.
been.
Are you doing this?
I'm actually in the process of putting together a plan as far as how to assist students, because now there's such a tech education element that's kind of in the works of a lot of education.
You need to take advantage of this. I have cousins in Michigan who have a similar kind of business like this, and a lot of things are going to Skype and homeschooling.
Yeah.
So you need to market it properly for your homeschooling and everything else, so you can. I feel like you can get an ongoing job, but also have extra work on the side and be very busy if you want.
No, definitely. That is so interesting because that has definitely been.
And be proactive about it and make it happen. This
Yeah.
is not going to be hard.
It's
This
true.
is like it's time for a new beginning for you, and this is all going to fall into place for you. but you also need to market it more. And the families, even where you are, need to know that you're available to do this. And you need to market also to homeschooling people or families who are homeschooling, okay?
Yeah.
Do you have 2 different nationalities in your family?
Yes, I do.
Are they
I
two
do.
different? Are they 2 different religions or just 2 different nationalities?
It's actually both. They are from both ends of the world, really. Would you like me to be a little bit more specific to help you?
Okay. Okay. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going with this, but I'm seeing I'm just seeing 2 different nationalities. I don't know. And are you not sure what you are, or?
No, I pretty much am.
You identified with one.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you recently join anything that's religious or spiritual?
I'm involved with a lot of groups that are focused on alumni organization, but it has a I wouldn't say spiritual meaning, but it has definitely empowered and enriched me to the point of gaining some confidence that would be relatable to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I see you in a spiritual, doing some stuff in a spiritual realm, and I feel like you're going to help make a difference with other people, and you also work with kids in that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're like, you have healing gifts with helping people feel peace or feel spirit, or you have a calling for it too, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. Keep doing this. There's a lot of good that's coming from it. Have you ever considered writing?
I have.
I feel like you
at
should.
one point.
I feel like you should also write and try to. You'll have to excuse me. My dog's hairs are all over me. I feel like you could write something that could help people feel like they belong somewhere in a spiritual kind of environment, whatever that means. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Do you speak another language?
Yes, not fluently, but I am exposed to that, yes.
Do you have family that speaks another language?
Yes, I do. Both of my parents speak different languages.
2 different languages?
Yeah.
Is one from Europe?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I'm hearing, I don't know, another language. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It's more of a soft-spoken tone, yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time on CharVision.